He was named the Southwest Conference's Player of the Decade in the 80s while leading the Houston Cougars to 3 consecutive Final Four appearances. His NBA career spanned 18 years, 17 of which was with the Houston Rockets. He was named one of the NBA's top 50 greatest players, earned NBA All-Star honors 12 times, helped the Rockets win championships in '94 and '95, and was the league's MVP in '94. In 1996, he added an Olympic gold medal to his trophy case as a member of the USA Dream Team 3. It's our honor to welcome Hakeem Olajuwon to Sports Profiles.
Thank you so much.
You were embarrassed by that introduction, weren't you?
I mean, I was amazed that who was that guy you were introducing. I mean, you know, it's like now listening and to all the accomplishments. I cannot believe that all that has been accomplished by one person.
Well, they say, you know, all the great players like yourself are humble, and I guess that's one of your attributes.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's take it all the way back to Nigeria, where you were born.
Yes.
And went to high school. We just talked a little bit about Lagos, the hometown that you were from, because
yes.
A lot of people want to know the story about how you got into basketball. You know, I had Guy Lewis on the show, and he told us about you coming to New York and making the phone call. But way before that, you didn't start playing basketball, I think, until you were 15?
I was 17.
Correct? You were a handball player and a goalkeeper.
Yes. One thing in Nigeria, all the children growing up in Nigeria, you have to play soccer. That's like a fundamental for that's the sport to play. You have to play soccer, and also the ping pong, table tennis, track, team handball. So all these sports, they're just the sports you have to play for just with growing up in Nigeria. So I was playing different sports, but on a team handball was my main sport for my school. And the basketball coach, every time they see me going to the handball court, they would tell me, Hakeem, that is not your sport. This is your sport. And they would tell me that for years, that basketball is your sport. But I didn't get the message. I was just playing team handball, playing, you know, all the other sports except basketball.
Tell us the story about the sports festival in Nigeria, where I think one of your teammates asked if we could take Hakeem with us to this sports festival that had a basketball tournament as well, and the coach said, sure, bring him home.
There was a tournament for the national, all the schools. With most of the schools, team handball was new in Nigeria, so not all the schools, they have a team. So they cancel. They don't have enough team. They cancel the handball tournament. Mm-hmm. Then the only sport I got, you know, they say the coaches, basketball coaches, now they came to if I can join the team with the basketball team for the tournament, and that was very strange because I didn't know how to play basketball. I was a team handball handball player, but I was invited to play with the team, practicing with them. So that was the first time really, you know, get introduction to basketball.
So when you went to the sports festival up in Sokoto, I believe is the name of the city, did you play in that tournament?
I played. You know, that was when the coach, you know, it was his Lagos State coach. He just, you know, it was very specific that I know you don't understand the rules, but what I want you to do, stay in this middle and block everything that comes to the game.
You came from a family of 6 children, and I believe your father was in the cement business, is that correct?
My father and my mother, they were in the cement business.
And had a great influence on your life.
Yes.
Tell us about that and that kind of spirituality that you developed back in early days.
Well, my father and my mother, they were business, they have their own business. And my mother and my father are religious, they come from a religious background, they are Muslims, which the value and the expectation for moral value and expectation they expect from us was very high, just because this is what they expect from their children. But they did not really enforce anything on us but just be truthful, work ethics, you know, basic values.
Any other basketball players in the family?
My brothers, I have two brothers, Hafiz and Tajuddin. They came here later on, and they played University of San Antonio under basketball scholarship.
Okay.
Right, they played there. But when I was in Nigeria, I didn't know they played when I left. Now they want to play basketball. So
I bet they do. I bet they do. The name Olajuwon, does that mean always being on top?
yeah, that's the meaning of. It's a Nigerian in the language, Olajuwon. That means always being on top.
Always being on top.
Right.
And then, of course, you were known when you came here as Hakeem. And then I think in 1991, if I'm not mistaken, you changed it to Hakeem.
Yes. What happened, I didn't really change it, the correct pronunciation.
Okay.
That was the correct pronunciation,
Okay.
is with H.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And then, as we said, began playing basketball at the age of 15, but everybody wants to know the story about how you ended up at the University of Houston. I believe you had talked to Coach Lewis, or were you considering other colleges in the United States? And
Well, there was a coach, his name is Christopher Pond. He was the coach for Central Africa. He was the national coach for Central Africa. We played against them. So the first time he saw me played, he came and advised me not to go to college in Nigeria, that you should play in the States. So my response to him was, I didn't know anybody in the States. So he asked me if he arranged that, can my parents buy me the ticket to come? I said, if I can get the visa, I'm sure my parents will buy the ticket. So he was a very good friend of Coach Lewis.
okay.
You know, he was the one that made the contact with Coach Lewis. He told Coach Lewis, I have a player for you, 6'11", you will love him. He said all the right things. But I didn't know in the past, he called Coach Lewis before, when he was in South America. And he brought the player here to Coach Lewis. He called him. This guy was about 6'10". When the guy came, he was 6'5". So that was the background. So Coach Lewis didn't really believe him again when he was calling about me. But Coach Lewis told him, if this guy is all what you said, send him, we'll give him scholarship.
Did you visit any other colleges?
No.
Just the University of Houston?
Yeah, when I came, New York, I was supposed to go to 5 different schools. So when I came to New York, it was so cold. My next stop was Houston. So when I came to Houston, the weather was warm and nice, like I was in Nigeria. So immediately I fell in love with this, with the city of Houston.
Sure.
So that's when I called Coach Lewis from the airport. The coach, I'm here at the airport. So then he told me, well, take a taxi from the.
That's what he said on the show when he was here. He said, I told him to get in the cab and come on over to
the basketball
Hopkins Pavilion. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I did.
And you showed up, and the rest is history. And boy, what a break for everybody with the Houston Cougars and Coach Lewis. And
when I came, the team they were running outside, getting conditioning, and that was the first time I got a chance to see the team, But once I look at the team, I look at the tallest players.
did you know the history of the program? Like Elvin Hayes and all the background of what?
I found out later on.
You found out later on.
You have to know about the big game against UCLA. I mean, this is historic.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I'll find out, and that make me feel so good that I'm in the right program. This school have a lot of history, is recognized nationally. So I didn't really know much about Houston until I came.
Well, then you came here and played for 3 seasons, 81, 82, 82, 83, 83, 84, went to 4 Final Fours. And
3.
3 Final Fours, I just said 4,
Yes.
3 obviously.
Yes.
3 years, 3 Final Fours. Set a ton of records. The one that I saw the other day that I know that you must be proud of is the NCAA, I think it was CBS Sportsline, had a poll where they named the top 25 players in NCAA basketball history. Well, you were on that too.
Wow, I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No.
Okay. You're going to learn a lot about yourself here today, Hakeem.
I need to go back to the internet now.
That's right. There is a ton of stuff about you on the internet. Yes, I'm one of the top 25 players in NCAA basketball history, and of course you're on the top 50 NBA.